So this is a presentation on obesity by Maria, Rebecca, and Onose. Obesity is not caused by one individual factor, rather it's a mix of causes including genetics, overeating, medications, certain diseases, inactivity, and most recently, researchers have found that the interaction of the bacteria in the gut with food and different proteins affect how someone becomes obese. So one of these causative agents are a bacteria called Firmicutes, which is a gram-positive phylum of bacteria that includes Clostridium, Enterococcus, and Streptococcus. In the study of obese mice, Firmicutes were more common in fecal samples of the obese mice than in lean individuals who had more Bacteroidetes. These bacteria interact with the diet of the individual to cause more marked symptoms. When obese volunteers in a study took on a low-fat, low-carb diet for 1 year, they lost as much as 25% body weight, and the Firmicutes in the gut decreased. Bacteroidetes are a phylum of gram-negative anaerobic or aerobic bacteria, and they're rod-shaped, and they're also more dominant in individuals with a diet of protein and animal fats. So researchers found that obese mice have more Firmicutes in their gut microbiota than lean mice, and they've also found the same to be true in humans. When obese mice microbiota was transplanted to lean mice, the lean mice caloric intake increased, and an increase of fat depositions and adipocytes was noted. Additionally, researchers have found that mice pups of mothers treated with penicillin had markedly different body composition than those not treated with antibiotics while they were pregnant with the mice. Their total body fat was increased, as well as hepatic expression of genes involved in fat deposition. The transmission of Bacteroidetes was also observed when obese and lean mice were together, with the obese mice having an increased amount of Bacteroidetes, but the lean mice didn't gain any Firmicutes. So the lean mice bacteria can be transplanted into the obese ones, but the Firmicutes don't necessarily travel as easily.
There are many factors that promote obesity. One of them is inactivity. The less active that individuals are, the less calories they will burn. The more sedentary the lifestyle you live, the more prone you are to consume more calories, and you won't end up burning them. This can lead to obesity because you're taking in an overconsumption of calories that won't be burned. Another factor is diet. The diet in many developed countries consists of large numbers in relatively small volumes. Let me give you an example. Think of a cheeseburger, like a McDonald's cheeseburger, and how many calories that has. Let's say it approximately has around 500 calories. You can get that many calories in one cheeseburger, but then when it comes to fruits, you can have a lot of fruits and not have that many calories. So it's all about your calories and how much volume you're taking in. Now, these foods are usually processed carbohydrates and contain lots of fats and end up having less fiber. Fats have 9 calories per gram, while carbohydrates and proteins have 4 calories per gram. Another factor that promotes obesity are your genes. Your genes can affect how quickly the body burns calories at rest and during exercise. Genes can also play an influence on appetite, so how hungry you get, and where the body fat accumulates. So some genes, your fat accumulates more on your face, sometimes it accumulates more on your waist side, which is worse for obesity. Some accumulates more on your bum side. So this obesity can occur when the genes are mutated.
Obesity is diagnosed with a BMI of 30 or over, and then symptoms of obesity are gradual, and they include high blood pressure, high cholesterol, fatty liver disease, and psychosocial problems. However, the bacteria don't cause these symptoms, they just are a leading factor to developing obesity or developing like fatty liver disease. While bacteria play a role in the development of obesity, they don't cause the symptoms. Rather, the Firmicutes cause fat deposition and work with causative factors to produce the characteristics of obesity. Researchers have found that they can digest fiber or carbs, and then they turn it into excess energy, or turn that excess energy into fat cells. So that is what would lead to the obesity. But they've also found that People that eat more protein and animal fat have increased amount of bacteroidetes than they do from cuties. So those are typically leaner mice or leaner people.
Now, how can you diagnose obesity? For adults, you can diagnose this by calculating their body mass index. 18.5 to 24.9 is normal weight, 25 to 24.9 is considered overweight, 30 to 39.9 is considered obese, 40.0 and above is considered extremely obese. And for children the age 2 and older, you can calculate using the percentile range. So if their BMI is between 5th and 85th percentile is considered healthy, between 85th and 95th percentile is considered overweight, and if it's between 95th and higher is considered obese. How can we diagnose obesity? We can measure the waist circumference as well. Your fat stored on the waist is known as your visceral and abdominal fat, and it increases the risks that are associated with diseases that may accompany diabetes. Women with waist circumferences greater than 35 inches or 80 centimeters, and men with waist circumferences greater than 40 inches or 102 centimeters are considered obese. There are also blood tests, which they don't directly diagnose obesity, but they can assist in giving values to determine the impacts of obesity on the body's system. These blood tests include cholesterol, liver function, fasting glucose, thyroid tests, etc.
So some treatment options. One of them is a dietary change, so you're going to aim to reduce your caloric intake. You should avoid crash diets because they're unlikely to help you keep the weight off long term. An example of a crash diet is the Atkins diet, and that aims to reduce your carb intake to get your body to burn fat instead of providing your body with the carbs it needs. You should aim to get 150 minutes a week of exercise and activity. You should also change your behaviors, so you have to identify the factors that contribute to the obesity, one of which could be depression. You can also have prescription weight loss medications. Two of the most popular are Orlistat and Lacrestin. You need to take these weight loss medications with a good diet, physical activity, and behavioral changes. And you should consult your doctor before you do take these because they could be serious and life-threatening. Another idea for treatment is a weight loss surgery, but that is only considered if you tried everything else and they have not worked. But some weight loss surgeries are a gastric bypass, the LAGB, and a gastric sleeve. So a few fun facts about obesity is that more than 1/3 of adults in the U.S. are obese. Obesity is linked to more than 60 chronic diseases, and some of which are type 2 diabetes, heart disease, stroke, osteoarthritis, and cancer. As of 2017, all 50 states have obesity rates over 20%, and the South has the highest, which is over 35%. The leading state is West Virginia with 37.7%, followed by Mississippi with 37.3%. Alabama and Arkansas are tied for 35.7%, and Louisiana has 35.5% obesity. Meanwhile, Colorado has the least obesity rate with 22.3%, followed by Washington, D.C., Massachusetts, Hawaii, and California. And research has been shown that obesity is socially contagious. So what that means is that when a person you know gains weight that you're close to, like a close friend or relative, you are likely to gain weight too because of their actions and eating habits.